So, you put out a video and you talked about the new DCEU XYZ LGBTQ plus slate that James Gunn had announced.
Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters.
Chapter 1, because he's got a big foresight as far as where he wants to take the DC universe. My question is that he said that he has rebooted because things were too messy the way in the Snyderverse, but he is leaving out he is leaving out of his new universe the things that have been successful, like your Batman, like your Joker.
As far as patents.
So yeah, and they're being called in this whole Elseworld universe
thing,
something like that. Is that a good idea? Because then it seems to me, isn't it still messy doing that?
All right. Well, first of all,
having 3 Batman and 2 Jokers or 4 Jokers.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we're the Joker in the
but in reality, you know, when it comes to animation, that's exactly what you have. You have different worlds. It's not, you know, you have Batman and the like in the early 1800s, and then you have them in samurai. You have them in so there's different versions regardless. And if everything everywhere all at once taught me anything is that it's a good freaking movie. You're crazy, but if that taught me anything, was good. Is that you're crazy? Is that, you know, those multiverses exist? Okay, and we'll give you that. But I do want to tell you one thing though. First of all, the DC failed by turning Man of Steel into Batman vs Superman. They should have left that shit alone. They rushed too damn fast into trying to catch up to Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why
he decided to do 3 movies and 1 movie.
But it wasn't. I don't consider it a complete disaster. No. You know, to where I'm gonna negate that it existed, and I would definitely keep it in the Elseworld. And to be honest with you, I believe that he did say that world is just part of the Elseworld, the expanded universe. It's part of it. It's part of the Elseworld.
We're gonna do something else. Right. That's what world that's part of. Is that we're gonna do something. We'll do something else. World.
Be over there.
Yeah, exactly. So, but my whole point is that you have a successful Batman, you have a successful Joker, and you don't want to include them in this universe. Now you have to sell the audience on liking this new Joker, this new Batman, this new Superman. When you already have things that were already successful and you don't want to include them, I'm even going to skip because there's another point that I want to make. But since it's not like they hated that Batman, they hated that Joker. Let's just burn the forest down and start again.
Right now you're talking about Pattinson.
Yeah, talking about Pattinson and I'm talking about Joaquin Phoenix.
Would you have rather that they?
And even Pattinson's Batman has its own goddamn Joker too.
Yes. Would you have rather? That's true. That is very true. But has anybody really said that was a Joker?
Yes, the director came out and said that was a Joker.
Yeah, wow. You can always change that. Yeah,
because I thought exactly. I thought they were just like, we'll see what happens. But then they went and asked him in an interview, and he was like, yeah, that's the Joker.
Truthfully speaking, I think that it would actually be kind of a weak move to piggyback off Matt Reeves, off what it's already established there, if he's barely coming in and taking over. I think instead of James Gunn really wanting to stamp who he is and what he can do, he's going to do it, completely from scratch.
Then why not end those? Why not let those be hey, that's one movie, We're not going to do it. You already got rid of Cavill, Godot, and I think Aquaman's being replaced, but he says he's not. But everybody else is...
Because he's going to be Lobo.
The only person that's getting ready to stay is Peacemaker. And that's because he was loosely connected.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
at the end of that season, he actually talked to freaking Momoa. So.
Yeah, they'll just do a
look.
They'll just do George Lucas it and just change the face. They'll just do a face replacement on it. So the next time you stream it, it's gonna have a different face on it.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's gonna now that he's got this world established, and he's starting it with with something that's like not too familiar. I don't even remember what the first one was. Do you remember?
Exactly. Oh my God! I didn't want to go back into the slate.
It wasn't the Authority. It was something else.
It was the animated series that he said was started off, but it was.
But the same actors were going to come out in live action.
Yeah, so he's going to do the Netflix thing with Marvel. And it was like we're going to cross over between both, but then not really. Or is he going to do he's going to do the Disney Plus thing with Marvel, where it kind of does, but once you go Disney Plus, you don't go back. Once you go Disney Plus, you don't go back.
Yeah, because what if is tied to multiverse right now. It's everything that's going on right now. That What If is tied to that. So yeah, maybe it is, but for him to start out with something that's not too familiar, and then it's like when you get that badass album, right? Like like obviously it's very rare that you get like a thriller, but you get like a badass album, and the really hot song that's on the radio is like the fifth song. Like you got to hear all the Chafa songs first before you get to the good ones.
Right.
And so same thing. Like that's why Superman Legacy is going to come out in 2025. It's not the first thing that's going to roll this out. It's going to be these other two, and then Superman Legacy will come in, and then The Brave and the Bold will come out. So there's going to be like, you'll have those sprinkles until you get that freaking full 10-year. Now, I think honestly that it is a good thing to start completely over. I see what you're saying. The hard part about that is, you can easily get fatigued really fast when it comes to the Batman and the Joker, which is why I think that's why he's like way down there, because Batman 2 is going to be coming out pretty soon. And then Joaquin and Lady Gaga are already filming the Joker too. So those characters are going to be like further down. We haven't seen Superman in his own movie since 2013. So that's why that would make more sense for him to be the very first one. And from what he says, that's going to be the first true title to reboot this whole universe.
That'll be his Iron Man.
Yes.
And so everything actually is going to hinge on if that Superman one does well. I unfortunately, with his plan, I don't think he had to do a plan, because now everybody needs to know where's your universe going to go, because we want to make sure that you're not just making up decisions as you move along like DC has done for quite some time. But nothing's guaranteed, and if Superman doesn't do well, trust me, they're going to set the forest on fire and then clear out and start again. We'll be talking about somebody else coming in and saving the DC universe and doing their own thing again. I just kind of wish that, I hate the whole like start over, reboot and start over. I hate that. And I know he's not rebooting, like I don't need an origin story for every particular character, but like, damn it, man, just continue, just course correct. Why is it so hard for people to course correct?
And that's a good point, especially since we have the Flashpoint paradox coming up.
Just course correct. No, and that's what's funny. He's using that to reboot. He was like, hey Ezra, hey, we really want you back for this movie. This movie's not gonna get canceled. I know you've been crazy. This is not gonna get canceled. This movie's coming out, but it's gonna be your last goddamn movie. Somebody else is gonna be the Flash after we get that. When we release your movie, you are out of here, sir. And it's like, and he's using it as that. And he was like, here's my wipe the slate clean movie that's gonna take care of everything, and that's fine and dandy. But you could still do that and just kind of like just reframe it, all the characters in a different light. Like the Snyder cut of Justice League reframed the characters. He didn't have to redo a whole movie. It just reframed the characters, and it was like fantastic. It was so much better by course correcting. Right. That's all. You can use the same people, same character, just course correct. Now, when Batman Brave and the Bold comes out, when Superman Legacy comes out, maybe they're great. Maybe I'm going to feel completely different. But until those movies come out, I'm going to watch a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy movies that I'm not going to care about. And I was like, I would rather you invest the time in characters I'm going to care about and not have to make me fall in love with characters I don't know when I already love these characters right here. And if you don't want to use if you don't want to use Ben Affleck, and then you don't want to use he didn't have a Joker in the Snyderverse, right? Yeah, he did. Leto. Oh yeah. Oh God, we're glad we moved on. I forgot about Leto so bad. So,
but Snyder cut Leto was good.
It was better. It was better. I still don't think he's good. It was better. So I would rather you use the existing characters out there that we do love. Use that Joker. Use that Batman. And then just move on. Your Flashpoint paradox can say, okay, now instead of Ben Affleck, it's Pattinson as Batman. Instead of it being Leto as Joker, it's now Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Timeline's been reset. That Joker's no longer in the 70s. He's in present day now. So it's like you had plenty of opportunity just to say, hey, when Flash comes out, here's all my characters. I'm not going to write stories for them. I don't need to reboot.
Maybe he's...
This is like 3 videos in one. This is a Snyderverse conversation here.
Maybe it's... maybe he's the building to reach the No Way Home, to where he can bring back Affleck, he can bring back...
That's what he can bring back. He can bring back everybody he wants to in Flash.
Everybody in
he can bring everybody back in Flash.
I take that back because
they cut all those.
Because Ben Affleck was supposed to be in the Flash. I think they cut his part out.
They cut all of everybody's part out. So it's like all the cameos, and because he's part of the movie.
But Keaton's in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but everybody else had small cameos just to tie in the whole simple fact that, hey, we're including everybody into this whole multiverse thing, which would made sense, and then we could wipe the slate clean and then just move forward with new stories.
There's another thing too with Batman they never had a Superman, like as far as Michael Keaton. Christopher
No,
Reeve,
they never even referenced it.
Could Christopher Reeve been that one? I don't know. It's a possibility.
I mean, it would make sense.
The word around.
Yeah, I don't even think. Yeah, Christopher Reeve never even mentioned Gotham.
It was supposed to be
Nicolas Cage.
And that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
That's not gonna happen.
No. But that would be funny if they made him old Superman.
But what I meant was, why I bring that up is because you can go a different timeline with him too, and do Batman Beyond. And have Terry McGinnis, somebody play Terry McGinnis, and have Michael Keaton be old Bruce Wayne.
But then also too, that brings up characters we know. I think you can get away with it every once in a while with some characters or some teams that we don't know. But that can't be the majority of what we're doing. Is a bunch of stuff that we don't know.
Now you're a big Peacemaker fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Peacemaker, and he has some things that I'm interested in that maybe some people don't know. But the way, I mean, at least they're going to be TV shows.
But you accepted that really quick. One, obviously, it's John Cena, but also the writing and Cena's performance.
Mm-hmm. So are you going to tell me James Gunn's going to write every one of these properties?
I don't know.
Because that's what made Peacemaker work, is because he wrote that and he let them riff. And John Cena, for what's in our conversation about Rock versus Batista, and one person did comment it. It's like, hey, John Cena's a great actor, and because of his he can improv on his, like, that would. He is probably one of the reasons why it did so well. They're talking too much. You're talking too much. Get off the stage.
Wrap it up,
But, and that's just kind of like things just kind of working out together. It doesn't mean that's always going to work out. And I think for him to use all of these properties to be like the majority of the substance of what we do for going forward in the DC universe, I think it's probably the bad choice. And some of these things are going to come to theaters or most like, because I know like Blue Beetle's coming to theaters, and it's funny is that the guy playing Blue Beetle is the kid from Cobra Kai, and his name was Miguel in there, and the Blue Beetle that he's playing, his name is also Miguel, which is hilarious. I thought about that the other day. But okay, Blue Beetle is fine because it'll give a Latino as a superhero, which hasn't been really represented it, and I don't believe it at all in Marvel. But that'll be great to see. But that's a lesser known character, and that's gonna be a big staple of the DCU. Booster Gold.
Yeah, I didn't know what that one was.
Booster Gold is actually could be really funny depending on who they cast as it. And the people are saying that it could be Chris Pine, and I think that would work great for Chris Pine. I think that would work really great for Chris Pine.
So here are the ones. Okay, so you have the Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Comes out in
I think once that's done, I think Shazam is done.
Blue Beetle in August.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman ends it. It ends the year. It comes out in Christmas.
I don't think Aquaman's coming out. Did they film it?
Yeah, it's out. It's gonna come out in Christmas. He already said it was.
Hey, Batgirl was supposed to come out too, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then they said if we released it, it would have ruined the DC. Like it was anyway.
You were burning this thing down anyway. You should have released it. I'd like to see it. Why don't they pull a Ryan Reynolds and just put the clip out?
You got the sequel to the Batman, like I said. Mm-hmm. You have the sequel to the Joker, and then you have.
And so those don't even count for this whole.
You have the Penguin series. It will be
the Themyscira thing is interesting, but it feels a little bit to me like Krypton. Do I really care?
You're right.
Like I don't care what they did on Krypton. The story isn't about Krypton. It's about Superman. Do I really care what happens on Themyscira? No, I really care about Wonder Woman. I like that she goes back and visits.
You hated Gotham.
I did, because it was stupid. Nobody cares what Commissioner Gordon did.
Creature Commandos.
Exactly.
That's what that was.
So Creature Commandos. The Wildstorm one was the one with the A.
Authority.
The Authority. That's from Wildstorm. Like now you're going way left field. Nobody. You just call it Suicide Squad. Just call it Suicide Squad.
the Lanterns, I kind of get a. Okay,
I don't like the Lanterns as a cop film, as a buddy cop thing.
Right, and I was trying to remember, like I said,
they're
48 hours.
They were like True Detective is what they were saying.
Right, True Detective, 48 hours. But how about Alien Nation? That's what I get more out of it.
Alien Nation with superpowers.
Yeah, Alien Nation with superpowers. James Caan, Mandy Patinkin's movie, Alien Nation, and Google it. That is probably what Lanterns is gonna be like.
Alien Nations was really a look at our society and the racism that exists in our society in dealing with police. So it was like all the aliens that they go visit to go deal out justice. And it was like, you're only doing this because I'm an alien.
Now
I can't say everybody.
Okay, hold on.
All alien lives matter.
Good one. Okay, so Alien Nation and Men in Black.
Put together.
There you go.
Okay, I see more of Men in Black in it and giving them super. Yeah, Men in Green. Men in Green. But that's not what I want out of my Green Lantern show or my Green Lantern movie. I was like,
especially when it actually is Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan.
And I know that the premise of the Lantern Corps is like, hey, you're policing the galaxy. I get it, but I don't know. I'd have the trailer on that one would really have to sell me. But once again, these are smaller characters. I mean, Green Lantern, yes. Before you guys make the argument, Green Lantern is part of the 7. So, I can see that, but everything else is just kind of small, minor stuff. How is this gonna really lead the DC? This is something they should have said. Hey, James Gunn, we're gonna give you the cosmic DC. And we're gonna do the Earthbound DC, kind of like how Marvel separated them. Well, here's your Earthbound, here's your Earthbound Marvel, and here's your Cosmic Marvel. And I think they should have separated them that way because his all seems either horror or cosmic.
It's Gods and Monsters. That's why he titled it that way. The chapter 1 for this phase.
James, you're expecting me to love this, and like in when they start to do the comparisons between, and I guess you could say, hey, it's completely different from Marvel.
It's leading to an end game, but my question is,
what's the end game? Because now we're not gonna get Darkseid. That's done. And it's like, that's what I wanted.
Right.
I wanted Darkseid. I wanted to see I wanted to see the Furies. I wanted to see Apocalypse.
But that's too much like Marvel. Darkseid is a lot like Thanos.
He's big. That's it.
Yes, I understand.
He's big. Thanos ain't got no laser beams.
Okay, so all right.
Thanos ain't got a planet that looks like hell. Thanos got a whole bunch of women security bodyguards. The Furies.
What do you think about Swamp Thing?
I was mad that they canceled that series. So I saw the first couple of episodes, and then I heard it got canceled, and I was like, "Whoa, why am I going to continue watching this? It's already canceled."
Derek Mears needs to come back as Swamp Thing.
I think that would have been a great Elseworld story to talk about, or like, hey, it doesn't have to connect to the DCU.
Well,
it
doesn't connect to anything.
And I was like, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, but what they'll end up doing is that they'll end up throwing Poison Ivy in it, because Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing have definitely crossed paths before. And they'll end up throwing in who else has crossed paths with Swamp Thing that I can think of right now, and obviously because I forget names all the time, I can't remember who else crossed paths with Swamp Thing. But they will mix in stuff like that, and I think though, I would like Swamp Thing by itself. I would like Swamp Thing to be by itself, and because it could be horror. He is interesting enough by itself that we don't need to connect it to anything else. Because almost like when they did the Man-Thing with Marvel with Werewolf by Night, it was cool to see Man-Thing, but you're like, at the end of it, I'm like, what else are they gonna do with Man-Thing? I mean, I don't even think Blade could deal with him, but like, man, it seems like a reach at that point. I'd rather see Blade fight vampires.
But Swamp Thing, Swamp Thing is part of the
Nope. No, he's part of the Justice League Dark.
Okay. There you go, Justice League Dark.
So now we're gonna do that too? Then why don't you just give James Gunn the whole Justice League Dark thing?
Well, who's to say that Marvel's not gonna do the Midnight Suns?
I swear. I feel like they shouldn't. I feel like they should have let him have his own subsec of DC and then kept a main focus going forward with what they did.
Well,
he's now the main focus. The main focus is the subsec of all of DC instead of the main goddamn characters.
Well, I don't know. We don't know what it's going to be. But I guarantee you this, though. If you have damn good writing and you have a good blend of, of the action, of the storytelling, of the humor and all of that, you can have yourself a potential, juggernaut here. It's just going to be about the writing and who you cast. Mm-hmm. the casting is really, really freaking important right now. You know, honestly, John Cena's casting as Peacemaker is probably equivalent to freaking to Chris Pratt's casting as Star-Lord. So he turned a small character that a lot of people knew about into something really big.
Yeah.
So it all depends on who he gets. And honestly,
it's gonna be all the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're all.
I know, dude. That's what I was saying. That he's gonna start poaching from Marvel.
They all want to go. They all want to go.
Yeah,
so
Batista's talking about playing Bane. Chris Pratt.
I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate that. But you know, when are they gonna have this Bane? You know, maybe they could have had it in Pattinson's.
They need to find the Batman.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, but by the time he's fighting Bane, it's like he's already got Damian at this point. And it's like I don't think you want to do Bane at that point.
They have Jensen Ackles.
He could break his back, and then that way we can talk about who's gonna take over as Batman. I guess.
Yeah. But they're talking Jensen Ackles from Supernatural to play Batman. And he's already the voice of Batman in a lot of the animated series.
Okay.
You know, he does really great work after Kevin Conroy, right? So I'm not mad at that fan casting. I kind of hope that they do, something like that. But outside of that, I don't know who they got. They threw out John Hamm. They threw out Jake Gyllenhaal. They threw out
John Hamm's cool.
Yeah, I know. But
well, it depends on what age of
Batman it is. So they threw all these different guys out.
I wouldn't hate John Hamm. If we're doing older Batman, I wouldn't hate John Hamm.
Oh yeah, by the way, you want to talk about Elseworlds? J.J. Abrams has a Black Superman project as well.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Michael B. Jordan might be it.
I don't want to see that.
Okay, well I'm just telling you.
I don't want to see that.
That's in the.
I want them to get this Batman right. I don't want to see it. I want to get this Superman right. Don't be giving me other Supermans. Get this Superman right.
I just don't understand why they didn't bring Henry Cavill. It just makes
stupid.
no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, because you cost me The Witcher. Damn it.
Exactly.
It cost me The Witcher. Have you watched The Witcher? Oh my god.
I am hooked on.
You didn't play the game.
I am hooked on Last of Us.
I'm glad this 5-minute conversation turned into like a 30-minute conversation. So guys, tell us what you guys think about the DCEU slate from James Gunn. I know many had talked about it when it first got announced, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. So I know you guys are saying, "Oh, it's old news." Too bad.
It's new to us.
It's new to us. There you go. There's no such thing as an old book. It's new to somebody. So we got a chance to talk about it. Let us know your comments let us in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe.
Broken Clock is right 2 times.
There you go.
Oh man! All right, for Aspen and Art and Carla and whoever else is missing, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
We'll see you next time.
Go get a new shirt. We got new shirts. Wait, guys, are you still here? I'm glad you're still here. All right, so if you look down, I mean, it's somewhere over here. Look down. We actually have a Patreon. So if you guys watch the show and you really like what we want to do and you want to help support the show and you want to help me get an editor so I can get to sleep at night because I'm really tired and you guys see all my mistakes in the episodes. So please go to patreon.com/thegoods. Give us a penny, give us a nickel, give us $1.
Just don't give us the finger.
Don't do that. But make sure you do donate something because we do have some giveaways. There's posters, there's t-shirts.
I'll sign something for you.
Exactly. So take a look, guys, and help us out. We appreciate it.